October 4th, 1957. The Soviet Union launched a beeping metal ball into orbit, and America panicked. What followed was a 12-year race that would end with 2 American footprints on the moon. This video is a historical documentary combining publicly available NASA archival footage with AI-generated visual reconstructions based on verified historical records. All content was created for educational storytelling purposes. Sputnik shocks America. On October 4th, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the world's first artificial satellite. For many Americans, it was a terrifying wake-up call. The Cold War had reached space, and the United States was already behind. Kennedy's bold challenge. On May 25, 1961, President John F. Kennedy stood before a joint session of Congress and made an extraordinary promise that the United States should commit itself to landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to Earth before the decade was out. Building the impossible. Over the next several years, NASA grew into a massive undertaking. By the height of the Apollo program, the effort involved several 100,000 engineers, scientists, and technicians working toward a goal that had never before been attempted. The road to the moon was not without cost. On January 27, 1967, a fire during a launch pad test aboard Apollo 1 claimed the lives of astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee. A tragedy that led NASA to redesign the Apollo spacecraft. On December 24, 1968, the crew of Apollo 8, Frank Borman, James Lovell, and William Anders, became the first humans to orbit the moon. As Earth rose over the lunar horizon, they captured a photograph that would become known as Earthrise, one of the most iconic images in history. Launches on July 16, 1969, Apollo 11 launched from Kennedy Space Center in Florida, carrying astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, beginning humanity's first attempt to land astronauts on another world. The Eagle has landed. On July 20, 1969, the lunar module, named Eagle, touched down on the moon's Sea of Tranquility, with Armstrong and Aldrin aboard, while Collins remained in lunar orbit inside the command module Columbia. One small step. Hours later, Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface, becoming the first human being to walk on the moon. He was joined shortly after by Buzz Aldrin. An estimated 600 million people around the world watched the moment unfold live. A nation celebrates. On July the 24th, 1969, the Apollo 11 crew splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean and were recovered by the USS Hornet. By the end of the Apollo program in 1972, 12 American astronauts had walked on the moon. Subscribe for more journeys through American history.